Midnight Club. This is a horror series, another one by Mike Flanagan, the director, creator of... Are you right?
That's the Amityville Horrors.
He's done Hush, the film. He's done Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, which we haven't seen. But and this time we've got Midnight Club, which is kind of like a series about these group of cancer patients, terminally ill cancer patients, who at midnight get together, tell horror stories, and blah blah, create some ghosts.
Honestly, very cool concept.
I think this is the best format for a horror series you could have.
Essentially, the format was half the episode progressed the story, and half the episode would be them telling their own ghost story. That was probably a bit reminiscent or reflective of their life maybe before they came into this.
And it was really smart because you could develop your main story in the background, and then you have like your horror genre of the week. You could have a slasher. You could have.
We had slashers. We had techno horror,
nuclear
time
warfare.
travel horror.
You could do whatever you wanted. I thought that was really smart, and obviously this is based off books of like anthology series stories, which is where the stories come from, and all that stuff. Apparently there's more, so maybe we're going to see it. I mean, we kind of have to. But I really just thought it was a really smart way to do it. Did they put it off? Not 100%. I think for some episodes it really works. Like when you were getting like that mystery of the little hourglass people and all that stuff, and then you'll get the stories such as the Dusty story, or even the very first episode with like sort of the jump scare game, which I thought was fun as well.
Essentially, we follow this girl Ilonka. She finds out that in this house there was a girl called Julia who essentially was ill, but disappeared for a week, came back and she was cured. And she doesn't want to die. This is the main point. She doesn't want to die. She has a whole life ahead of her. Her first episode, she's going to go to university with her friend, and it gets taken away from her.
Yeah, she's really smart as well. They've established.
So smart, exactly. Yeah. She goes to this house, and weird things start happening. She starts seeing people, manifestations of she's an old woman, old man. You know, she's getting haunted, but it's weird because as much as like that setup's there in episode 1, it doesn't really have a payoff. But you have your own theory about that. Don't you?
Like I think what they wanted for this season is her to accept that she's dying. I think that's what that final scene was kind of about. But then also teeing up that there is something more.
Because it's been the whole season kind of trying to tell you, look, there's no such thing as rituals, there's no such thing as ghosts. Either you're lucky and you survive, or you're not and you die.
Yeah.
Right? But then the final scene is the person who's been spouting that to the kids, saying just relax, it's not real, ends up being a cult member. Yeah.
So it's like really weird.
Very wacky.
I think when we go to the strengths of this show, the story's really cool. I think the character work was really good. You had some really great emotional scenes, especially the episode Anya, where like you don't really know what's going on, but you find out that she's dying, and it's kind of like her in these final moments and everything.
I thought that was dying, but yeah, she's more.
I mean, but it's like she's actually.
Yeah, I'd say a highlight, one of the biggest highlights in the show, why I think you should watch it, is the characters are very, very good. They're very investable. You know what I mean? Like they put
a lot of work into that's what the stories help with as well, because they do reflect their own life.
Yeah, exactly. And you get to know a bit more about these characters through their storytelling, and you come to care. So I am looking forward to season 2 if that comes out.
Yeah, but your main concern was the ending. You thought it should.
Well, there was no scares. Essentially, again, kind of similar with the Haunting of Bly Manor, and potentially understand what the director's going for, is that he doesn't want to keep doing the traditional, no scares, medium scares, and the finale is just crazy scares. Even though I really like the horror format, he doesn't want horror films to be scary for the sake of being scary. He wants to tell a compelling story that just happens to be scary. Yeah. You know what I mean? So essentially, I get it from that point of view. I just
didn't think it pulled it off. To be fair, with the developments they took with their main story, it felt like a very mid-season point. Like, she needed the ritual, but she got away.
And even that didn't really pay off. It was pretty scary and smart when she was going up the elevator, though.
Yeah, so I was kind of like, I guess we'll see what happens in season 2. I think the main thing they were just doing is tying off character parts, character like arcs and anything like that. Getting Ilonka and I can't remember the dude's name. Kevin. Getting him together, getting them two together. So. I don't know.
Interesting. I mean, look, we took a gamble on the show and we watched it.
Yeah.
I'd say there's some really good things to enjoy about the show. I think if you're just an avid horror fan, you will enjoy it. I think if you're one of those fans that want to watch something and get scared, don't get me wrong, when the jump scares hit, they hit. I don't think one jump scare didn't hit. My worry is that it might not be renewed for season 2.
We'll have to see.
I've seen better shows get cancelled. So we're going to have to see. I would give it, honestly, right now, a 6.5 out of 10.
6.5. I think.
But I am being harsh.
Yeah, I think after this, I would probably give it a 7.5.
Yeah.
I think it's a smart concept,
Very
really
smart
good character
concept,
work.
Good character work. But I just feel like there was so much more to offer. And there's a lot of build-up, so much build-up.
It gives them a lot of good places to go for season 2. But did you watch it? What did you think? What's your score? How did you view this as a horror show compared to Bly Manor, Haunting of Hill House? Leave your thoughts.
If you have any shows that you actually want us to review and actually are like the scariest shit you would ever see, comment below, let us know.
Yeah, that's been us. Like, comment, subscribe.